You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike postgame show. What's going on? Matt O'Leary, Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how you doing tonight?
Doing all right. The Islanders won. I didn't think they were going to be able to do it, but they friggin' well did it. So I'm doing all right. How about you?
Same here. It was a kind of a lazy Sunday here. Just kind of relax and recoup, get ready. And then the Islanders had that start, right? It felt like, okay, maybe they were going to just mail it in here after the second period. But no, a strong third period comeback. 4 unanswered goals we'll have to get into tonight.
Holy shit. Insane stuff. So good job by them. But let's get right into that because there's quite a bit to talk about in this game.
There absolutely is. So let's get started with the first period. The Islanders had 2 power play opportunities, went 0 for 2 on each power play. Shocking. The power play stinks. But they outshot Florida 12-1. They completely controlled that period, and leaving tied 0-0 felt so deflating for me watching this game.
Yeah, they were 25-8 in terms of shot attempts in that first period. 94% of the expected goals, 1.26 to 0.08 for the Florida Panthers. It was one way. The Islanders were better on the puck. They were better off the puck. They were doing everything right. They just had no finish whatsoever. You need to bring someone in from Finland, I suppose, to get that done. Because we just can't score friggin' goals. At least at this point. Obviously, we all know the final score. It's up above you right now. But they just can't friggin' score to save their life at that point of the game. And then everyone, myself included, is going like, this is not going to end well for us. Florida's going to come back in a second for sure.
Exactly. And that was my thought. Like, if you're going to start that well and control the game that well in the first, you have to at least leave the period with a 1-goal lead. And the fact that it was still 0-0, you kind of let Florida hang around. And then early in the second period, it comes back to bite them.
Yeah, it's exactly what we thought was going to happen. And by we, I mean, not just us two, but I'm sure you at home as well, going like, they didn't score in the first period. They had all that chance. The defending Stanley Cup champs they're going to get their shit kicked in by Paul Maurice in the dressing room. And they're going to come out swinging. And they've got the quality to come out swinging. And that's what we friggin' saw in that second period.
So let's get to the first goal. Sam Reinhart scores his 33rd of the season, assisted by Barkov and Forsling.
Yeah, it's a bad play along the boards here, I feel like, from Pierre Engvall, who was playing relatively well, right? He tries to get it to the boards, and it just doesn't go. And then they just throw it on net. And look at this. Again, they have so much quality on that team. You've got a guy who scored 50 goals last year just sitting there. You have Barkov, who's insane on both ends. Like, of course. What are you expecting, man?
Was it just me, or did it feel like Tony DeAngelo kind of froze in place for a minute here? He kind of gets lost like behind the goal line. I'm not quite sure who he's really following, and then kind of reacts late.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened to him on that specific play. Maybe he got like pushed into the boards, and that's what you're seeing is him moving towards the boards and staying there. I thought he had an okay game. I noticed the double touch again.
Okay.
Guy doesn't do one-timers necessarily, unless I missed one, which is entirely possible. And that's not me shitting on him. It's a tick. It's the thing that he does type of thing. He needs to get extra comfortable with the puck, which is fine. I'd rather him be more responsible with it than not.
Exactly. So 1-0. And then unfortunately, right after Kyle McLean takes a tripping call against Forsling, they go on the power play. And it looks like the Islanders are going to kill it off. And then one of the dumber goals that you'll ever see goes in. Barkov gets it to go technically, right? But it like bounces. Reinhart puts it on net. It hits off Sorokin, hits off Barkov, and then goes in.
Yeah, cue the Curb Enthusiasm music. It's just pure circus, tomfoolery, comedies d'erreur happening right there. There's nothing Sorokin can do. I think it's Romanov is trying to bat it out of the air, which I get it. He doesn't want to go on all in to try to get his hand or his foot on it because he doesn't want to actually kick it in his own net. But at that point, there's nothing he could have done. There's nothing no one could have done. It's just stupid shit.
Yeah, and honestly, Mitch, at that point, you're down 2-0, 5 minutes into the second period. The period would end 2-0. Did they get a power play opportunity? No, not in the second. It felt like this. They're just. It's like, and I put this in the Discord too. It felt like they're pulling teeth trying to score goals. Like everything is just so hard for them right now.
All of it was hard at every step of the way. We get a that's at the end of the third period though, but Jean-Gabriel Pageau kind of gets a breakaway on the PK, can't get it to go. I thought that was a sure goal.
Yep.
But we go down 2-0 in what, 5 minutes? Within 5 minutes of the second period, and I thought we're done here. It's over, and I'm okay with that, right? For me at that point, it was bounced around in the Discord. PS, sign up to our Discord through Patreon. That's patreon.com/uptheturnpike. It was bounced around like they're gonna F the what, they might come back type of thing, which is fine. To me, that's win-win. Either they come back, you win, that feels good, or you don't and you lose, and it lowers our draft or ups our draft stock, whichever way you want to look at it. Both wins, so whatever, man.
Exactly. That was kind of the mindset that I was going into it with. And then we get to the third period and the goals start to flow. We got to start with Mark Gatcombe, his fourth of the year, channeling his inner John Tavares against the Florida Panthers with a wraparound.
Nice pull. Absolutely. That fourth line was on it all day today. The three of them just doing the goddamn thing. The entire first, the entire second period. You felt that if a goal was going to come, it was going to come from these guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, so you get a nice fourth line goal here, a little wraparound action. Again, it felt like impossible for them to get anything to go, but stick with it and ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, because Gatcombe, you see the shot come in from Tony DeAngelo. It gets towards the net. Gatcombe even gets something on Vanacek, which effectively pulls him out of position when he's doing the wraparound. He catches the rebound off of it, comes around. He could have even hit McLean. McLean's in the slot. He's got the stick on the ice. It almost looks like he kind of touches it. I don't think he actually does, but still, McLean in a great spot. If Gatcombe didn't want to go full wraparound, he had another option. So that goal was going in no matter what. Great stuff from the fourth line, just getting in on the forecheck, continuing the pressure, continuing the offensive cycle, and they got their just desserts.
Absolutely. And then Maxim Siplikov goes in on a breakaway, Mitch. His first goal since December. He's been a little cold in this goal scoring department here, but watch as you'll see. Mike Reilly, welcome back, Mike Reilly, finds Maxim Siplikov, and away he goes.
What a bank pass by Mike Reilly, playing the angles so friggin' well. How good does it feel to get another player like that who can make crisp, clean passes out of the defensive zone like that? Just insane.
Yeah, it was important. Like the Islanders missed him when he was out. I honestly, and I know you felt the same way, I did not think we would see him again this year when he had the heart surgery. Like that sounds really scary. It sounds like something that probably will keep him out the rest of the year. He began skating and then shut it down, and then eventually makes his way back into the lineup, and immediately impact felt.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, the heart issue is the not only just the heart issue, but usually what comes after that. Usually when you have some sort of heart surgery, they put you on blood thinners for a while. I'm on blood thinners because of my heart issue. And I cut myself on a little piece of tin. I was opening a can of beans or something like that. And I cut myself, just nicked myself. It bled profusely for like hours. Imagine what happens when you get a skate touching anywhere on your body.
No, that's
oh my God.
That's scary stuff. It's
Terrifying.
scary. So
I thought that they'd wait for him to like get out of that situation, but obviously not. But we're tied. Insane stuff.
13 seconds later, the Islanders do it again. Noah Dobson with an unbelievable play. The dots won't really do it justice here, but just beautiful, beautiful play from Noah Dobson. Takes it and away he goes.
Yeah, long arm of the law there to break up the pass headed for, I believe that's Reinhardt, number 13.
Yep.
And then skates it up and does this thing himself. Just fan friggin'. Noah Dobson has been good since he came back from injury in every aspect of the game. He's going to get his bag now. He's going to get it.
I hope he continues to play this way down the stretch.
Yeah, because we need it not only just now, but later.
Going forward, right? Like, be this version of yourself now and forever. Like, just be this version of Noah Dobson.
Absolutely. So it looks good so far. Now we're up 3-1, 3-2, and you knew the push was coming from the Florida Panthers. I just feel like the Islanders did a really good job of managing that push, and you didn't get you got some scares, but they weren't too crazy, right?
No, in the fight, but there's an empty net goal we'll get to in a second. But
Yeah.
I think we have to tip our hats to the Ilya Sorokin performance in the final few minutes. He made some pretty massive saves with some scrambles in front.
Yeah, at one point loses the blocker, and if you watch that replay, once he's lost the blocker, he's not just kind of like, oh, alerting the ref. He eventually does, but he goes to try to get the puck
With the bare hand.
with the bare hand, right? There's sticks flying all over the place, man. I play floorball and I have a little glove on with a little bit of protection on it. And when I get hit by a stick, it hurts forever. These are plastic sticks with holes in them, not wood or composite sticks like we have now that could just break his hand like this. And he's fearlessly going in. Insane. I'm sure.
Or a skate.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
Right.
Oh,
That's where my mind went first. That your hand gets stepped on, God forbid.
okay, there goes your finger. There goes a finger. You clear right through. These things are Ginsu knives. My God, you're right.
But anyway, really nice sequence from the Islanders and Ilya Sorokin. And then we'll pull it up for good measure. Simon Holmstrom, goal number 15 on the year.
I didn't think it would have had the legs to get in. He shoots it. I don't know if he's actually going to try to score or if he's just trying to clear and it happens to go in.
I think he was trying to clear and avoid the icing, right? Because he could have put, if he was really shooting it, I think he would have put a little bit more mustard on it, but that thing just trickled in. And I don't know, sometimes you could use a lucky goal.
Yeah. I specifically have no luck whatsoever. Love it from Simon Holmstrom, who's got 15 on the year. Still a couple more games to go, obviously. I don't know if he'll get to 20, but getting there would be fan-friggin-tastic, man.
Yeah, what a nice step forward it's been this year for Simon Holmstrom. I know both of us, but really, I'll put the hand up in particular going into this year. I was kind of critical of how he ended his season last year, but he's proven me wrong. He's been a really good, I know he played on the top line tonight, but I would say he's a good middle six forward that the Islanders have now. Yeah,
it's good for the second line next year. That'll be great. Love it.
So let's go through some of these stats before we do the box score numbers. Shots on goal, 34-24. A rare off night in the face-off dot, 54% for the Florida Panthers to the Islanders, 45.7%. Power play 1 for 2 for Florida, Islanders 0 for 3. 6 penalty minutes to 4. Hits 27-22. Florida with more. Blocks 16-13. Giveaways 18-16. And takeaways 4-3.
Yeah, ugly giveaway numbers there, just really bad.
No, don't love to see that, but let's take a look at the box score. Mitch, who do we got leading the way for the New York Islanders?
It's been Bo Horvat for a while. I'm going to stick with him again.
That would have been my guess as well, but it was actually Kyle Palmieri. He had 22-46, Bo Horvat 22-25.
Okay. I noticed Kyle, obviously he was there. I don't think he did too much. Positive. He didn't do anything negative either. Very Michael Dalcolian performance, which I'm sure he would not appreciate me saying.
No, you kind of want more. If you're going to keep the guy, you want him to be that 30 goal scorer and be around and making plays.
Least amount of ice time. It's going to be close. It's going to be someone on the fourth line. It's not going to be Pierre Engvall because I think his ice time is actually quite high. I'm going to go with Mark Gatcomb.
That would have been my guess too, but it was Maxim Siplikov at 8:38.
Ooh, and he gets a goal, but good job.
Gatcomb scored a goal as well, 9 minutes and 8 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sippy with yeah, that makes sense because he's, I guess, playing fourth line and Pierre Engvall is not. Okay. Makes sense. Checks out.
Leader in ice time on defense. My hint, not close.
Noah Dobson?
No. Alex Romanov at 26-24.
Wow. Good job, Romy, being the number one guy for us. Love it. Love it. He's
love that.
Played very, very well for a while now.
As maybe the number one Alex Romanov defender, I will wear that crown proudly right now.
I assume Mike Reilly has the least amount of ice time with his first game back.
No, actually, it's Scott Mayfield at 12-19. Mike Reilly played 14-23. So not a ton of ice time, but not the least.
I'm cheering not because I was right, because clearly I was not. But I'm okay with Scott Mayfield not having a heck of a lot of ice time.
I'm with you on that.
We talked about how Mike Reilly's great at making those transitional plays. Scott Mayfield is not. He's great defensively, but we want to have our foot on the forefront as often as possible. So we need that.
Reilly's better in transition, and against a team like Florida, I think it makes sense that he plays more than your like bruiser physical defenseman.
Absolutely, 100%.
Sorokin in net, very good. Stopped 22 at 24 for a 917 save percentage.
Great stuff from Sorokin. Just doing the goddamn thing. So good to see that he's doing his best in that net.
Yep, I'm with you. Let's do some comments before we hop out of here tonight, Mitch.
Okay, so Jeremy, first off, welcome back, Mike Reilly. Yes, good to see the full recovery and return to the game. Who would you guess are the starting 6 next year on defense?
I think one person gets moved. Maybe Mayfield gets moved. So I think Dobson, Pulock, Pellick, Romanov for sure. And then I'm very iffy on who those other guys. Like, do you bring Mike Reilly back? Is Isaiah George up next year? Maybe that would be the move. Isaiah George, and they bring back D'Angelo to be the sixth defenseman.
I thought it would be D'Angelo. That's not me saying I want that to happen. I think that's what they're going to do. He's been fine. Not even fine. Good. And that deserves what it deserves. He's been good. He's behaved well. You can't punish him for that. That'd be unfair.
He's been good.
So, and he's got the speed that they're looking for. He's got the shot, at least in sort of handedness. So I think he fits. To me, then it becomes, you're right, Isaiah George, Scott Perunovich. Which one of those guys kind of fits in? Mayfield is likely the guy out, in my opinion. How that happens, I assume buyout, but that's it.
Yeah, maybe a buyout. That was mentioned by Arthur Staple last week, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So we shall see there. Jeremy, again here, how it ends. What are your thoughts on Yzerman? Do you see another Wahlstrom Bellows coming along?
No, I'm going to say no.
I worry.
You worry about Yzerman?
Yeah. I hope I'm going to be wrong. I'm not going to say he will be like Wahlstrom. He will be like Bellows. In so much as he won't make the NHL, I think he'll make the NHL. I do worry about his one-dimensionalness. Now, perhaps that's how they use them at BU, but we're not seeing the assist numbers or even production numbers continually climb. Like, he's gone through a cold period. I think he's put up a couple of points in his last game. Now that the games matter, he's a big game player for sure. It's when the games don't matter or aren't, big billing, will he show?
I think the difference for me is you've seen him produce at the collegiate level, where Bellows and Wahlstrom, they both struggled at the collegiate level. And that's not necessarily like a guarantee, because those guys struggled and Yzerman didn't, that it's going to work out. But that's just, I think he's been at least more productive in college now to this point. So I'm higher on him.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Nick is wondering, just talking about Sorokin and Lou Lamoriello, this is another example of Lou's mismanagement of assets. Sorokin is our franchise goalie, and running him into the ground in a lost season. I will add that he doesn't make that decision. Like, Lou isn't the one saying who starts or not.
No, he's not. Did Hogberg play on Friday, or was that the game before?
I forget. I think it was Friday against Edmonton, I thought.
Okay, so I mean, if that's the case, that that he got a little bit of a break,
right? He played well though against Edmonton, so I think that's where Nick is saying, like, he played well enough. Why not just keep him in the net? You don't have to play Sorokin in all these games. Which, to be fair, that is a good point.
Sorokin did play against Edmonton, so it was the time before that.
Okay, it's fine. I get the idea. The idea of the point, fine. But I just want to push back on the Lou thing, because Lou's not the one deciding who's playing or not. He might have told Patty, but that would also surprise me. I don't think Lou's getting into the day-to-day stuff. He has that respect for the division of labor, if you will.
I tend to agree.
Yeah. To Gary, says, I'm finally hanging my head. We just don't have it. For the longest of time, I actually thought we could make the playoffs. I don't. When they lose me, it's over. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they win 4-1 or 4-2 here. But, yeah, they don't. I think that's been clear for a while, right?
Yeah, that's not, especially after making the moves that they did, or the move they did at the deadline. It's not really a point where they're going to try to push to make the play. If they do, fine, but you traded your best goal scorer away, and you're missing your best all around offensive player in Matt Barzal.
Yeah, I will say, like Walter is saying here, they are 4 points back and they have 2 games in hand. How the hell are they still goddamn close?
I don't know. The East stinks. I don't think they make the playoffs, but they're gonna hang around this thing until the end.
Yeah. They're gonna be around, which is gonna kind of suck. Please.
Well, they've been playing really well at home, and they have a lot of home games left.
That's true. That's true. The Islanders weren't the only ones to win. Bean Burrito also won. Holmstrom saved his over. I guess
there you go. Attaboy.
The line was 5.5, I suppose. Ooh. Or 6.
There you go.
No, then 6 would have been a push.
5.5. Yeah. There we go.
Michelle is saying repeat of last year 8-game streak right here. Please no.
Maybe they did that. I was going to say they did that earlier this year. We all thought they were dead in the water, and then they kind of got back in the mix with a little run.
Yeah. It'd be nice because you want to cheer for wins. I just don't think they have it in them to do anything, even if they do get to the playoffs. I also don't think they have enough to actually get in the playoffs, as you mentioned earlier. It would just be like much ado about nothing. It'd get us all hyped up, and then
they still have a lot of teams to, not as much as they once did, but they still are chasing Detroit, Columbus, Montreal, and then the Rangers and Ottawa. Although Ottawa's kind of pulling away a little bit as the number 1 wild card.
Yeah, exactly. So those 4 teams, as you mentioned, that they're chasing. And as Richard said, the Islanders win and screw up their draft position. For Mitch, our Xmas tree's still up. God damn you, Richard. God damn it. Take it down.
You never heard of the St. Patrick's Day Christmas tree?
I hate every word you just said. Unbelievable. I hope your tree brings all the snakes back into your yard.
Oh, no.
All the snakes, including our snake.
Yeah. Oh, no. Please, no.
Yeah. No. Take that. Boom. They aren't making the playoffs. I want them to tank. I agree. A loss today wouldn't have dropped them in the standings any further, but it would have got them closer to like the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Of course. Who they play next, by the way. They play Pittsburgh on Tuesday.
Yeah. Who've won 4 in a row.
Keep it rocking, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. State. Okay. Engvall still looks better. See how long this lasts.
Yeah, he had
it lasts.
I don't know, maybe like an Anthony Beauvillier 10-game run where he looks good.
Does that, as we mentioned earlier with the buyouts, does that keep him off of the shit list for a potential buyout?
It shouldn't. You got to look at the full 70 games or however many he ends up playing this year.
Yeah, I totally agree. Steve saying Engvall playing this well is great, but also concerning because it seems he was holding back and content with being mid. I guess Juan Luv had some talks with him.
But it's possible.
It's possible. How much more frustrating would that be to like you finally blast this guy and he's like, all right, I guess I'll show up.
Well, it's not the first time that they blasted him either, though.
That's true.
He's been Patrick Waugh's whipping boy the last 2 years.
That's true. He's never let up. Why now? Is it because Steve Dangle got a hold of it? Big deal. Screw that guy. Mercy, wow, we beat the defending Stanley Cup champs. Okay, how many points are we back of the final playoff spot? Only 4, and we have 2 games in hand.
Only 4, 2 games in hand, still chasing Detroit, Columbus, and Montreal.
Yeah, it's just, not. We got to be, come on, man. Can we not be further out? Give Lou the decision. Give him the reason to just kind of like, we're done here.
Yeah, no, we got, I'm going to pull this up.
Yeah.
Noah Dobson kind of moral victory here a little bit. Noah Dobson correctly points out that against the Oilers and Panthers, the 2 Stanley Cup finalists from last season, the Isles earned 3 of 4 points.
Like, do you give a shit about that? Well,
no, not. I mean, I care more about what this was game number 66 on the season. Like, I don't want to just look at the 2 of the 66. I'm looking at the full embodiment of the 66 games, which has been mostly mediocre.
It makes me feel like when I was in elementary school and we had a kickball league at the school.
Okay.
And my team was like last. and we played the first place team and we beat them handedly. And then all of us were like, we're the best team now. Now we're the best team because we beat the best team. And then someone from another team was like, no, you guys are stupid. You're still last. Look, it doesn't change anything. You got one win. It's your first win of the year. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, they shut you down real quick.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of like moral victory, like you said. Great. But I need more than vibes and feels right now.
Agree.
I'd rather the L's, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like gonna get high or low for the wins or losses. I'm not necessarily like turning on the TV and going like, all right, I hope they lose tonight. But like if it happens, it happens. And I fully am aware that losses might be better at this point if we're looking for the necessary change. Like I'm fully admitting that. I'm just having a hard time like turning on and be like, all right, now lose.
Yeah. That's the thing. I look at it the same way. It's a win-win. If they win, makes me feel good. If it the loss, hey, there's a positive there as well in the later portion of or going forward. Michelle is giving us another reason to cheer. With a point tonight, Anders Lee is now at 499 career points. Does he get 500 against the Pens?
Oh yeah, he usually likes to play against the Penguins. He probably I'll say he gets it with a goal. That'll be my prediction.
Oh, that'd be perfect if he did. Sloppy saying if the D market over the summer is thin, Lou better get a king's ransom collectively, selling a few guys.
I think there's a chance one gets sold.
Yeah. Mercy's adding to that. Hopefully he sells during the summer, but he's hoping that Lou can trade down during the draft to get the kid. I assume we're talking about Hagens here.
It'd have to be trading up then, no?
I think that's what they mean. They probably mean down in terms of numbers go down. But it is trading up.
Yeah, they got to move up to grab their guy.
Yeah, that would be dope. That'd be so dope. I don't imagine anyone in like the third overall spot, whoever that happens to be, is going to do that. So pray that Gary Bettman fixes the NHL draft lottery for us.
Yeah, and then you're likely coming away with either Hagens or Misa, which we're both good with.
That'd be so great. That'd be so great. Or if someone does something stupid and Matthew Schaefer comes up, although, no, I'll take him. Yeah, big win.
Yeah, whatever. Any of the three.
Yeah. Joseph, what a game. Great to see in person. Let's get Sippy bumped up from the fourth line. I mean, I don't know, man. I think just keep him there for now.
For now, yeah. We got to see the production start to come back a little bit more.
Yeah, more there. South, great character and grit from Nassau County.
Love that.
Love it.
Gritty today.
Yep. So Pullock got the A for 2 games and they took it back and gave it to Palms. Please explain. You nodded your head. You know what's up.
Yeah. So for the away games, Pullock rocks the A. For the home games, Palmieri rocks the A. That's how they're splitting it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird thing that NHL teams are doing now, where there's a away cap or away leadership and a home leadership. They did that sometimes where teams don't have an actual captain going into the year and they split the captaincy up this way, which I don't understand. I guess if you do better at home games or away games, then you can give it to that guy. What are you doing?
Stupid.
Yeah. Chad, they're 50 plus in here. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps us immensely.
Yes, please.
I love this guy. Chad is the best. To be honest, if we do make the playoffs from B Marito, it might be better for summer packages. Gaslighting myself into saying it's better than a high draft pick.
Yeah, I can't get behind that one, Bean Burrito, but I appreciate the optimism or the positive spin on that one.
Yeah, give me all the copium. I'll take it, man. I'm right there with you. Like, let's find any positives we can.
What a spin. I love it. Wow.
Yeah. Interesting to rotate. They didn't do it with that's back to that. What do we else we got here? Nice to see another Max get a goal tonight, and Mark is close enough, so I'll count it as an honorary Max goal.
Yeah, an M. The M names were firing.
All the M's. Love it. Walter's talking about a new CBA might have compliance buyouts in it this offseason. We've said that a few times, or not we, but like as a collective hockey, whatever you want to call fandom, have been looking for compliance buyouts for a while, and we haven't seen them since DiPietro, right? So do you think we're really going to get some?
If they didn't do it for the COVID year, I don't think they're going to do it now, but I hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah, they're swimming in money in the NHL. The CBA is going up. That there's no need to bail out teams, right? So I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Love it, but I don't think it's going to happen. What is it? If they do make the playoffs and play the Capitals, they can beat them. Oh, he's calling them a paper tiger. What do you think of that?
I don't know if the Caps are having a really special year. I don't know if they're a Stanley Cup winner, but I think they get out of the first round. I think they beat whatever wild card team they face.
Yeah, I think for them it's going to be vibes and vibes alone to get through that, and then we'll see from there what they're actually made of, type of thing. But they'll beat up on the first round like they did last year, or they were the recipient of the beatdown last year.
Correct.
Sigmund says, real questions, how they play against Pitt and Montreal. We've seen this before where they beat the teams they should lose against, and this is the usual time that the Islanders shit the bed. He's got a point here, right?
Very, very valid point.
It's actually, I said Sigmund, but it's Squigmund.
I read it as Sigmund too, so we're on the same dyslexia page tonight, I guess.
Yeah, chalk this up as an L right here, friggin' Steve. No, it's not a holiday tree. It's a garbage tree. Throw it in the garbage.
Right in the trash.
Unfriggin' believable. That means Engvall will get a second round pick in the future. Sign me up. This is the copium I'm hoping for.
I like that cope. That's a good one, but I think this is a buyout during the buyout window in June.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what we can get there. Mercy's asking me about Quinn Finley, who finished his year with Wisconsin, as did Zach Schultz, another Islander draft pick, making the team. And how many goals do you see him getting? He's not I don't think he's going pro till after next year. I don't think.
Okay. So another year.
He's only been there for 2. He was young, the youngest player in the NHL draft when we drafted him. Super, a wickedly promising year this season. I think they're going to wait another year just because that's what Lou does. But also, I don't want him anywhere near Bridgeport. They are worse than they were before. They just lost in back-to-back games to the Belleville Senators 6-1 in 2 games. So they lost combined 12-2.
Nice.
Embarrassing stuff.
Yeah, they are horrible.
Yeah. Who do you think we'll be getting in the draft and at what number? I don't know, man. Lou is always doing these weird things when it comes to the draft, right? Remember Simon Holmstrom? I like that. Was it Eklund? I mustn't like him that much if I don't remember his name. I don't tend to look into these until a little bit later.
The left wing?
Yeah, Victor Eklund. That's what it was. I just couldn't remember if it was Eklund or Eklund. Anyways, those Swedish guys. I think that's where we're going to get at number 9. We're going to sit somewhere around 9th overall. And like Walter says, there's no guarantees with the lottery, so I'm not going to go and hope that we win it type of thing. We tried to do it on the show the other day and didn't work out well.
I did one lottery sim, and this has to be pulled up on screen because look at what happens.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Yeah, just no other commentary needed. Just, of course, that happened.
It better not. They better friggin' not. They need to make the playoffs just so that never happens.
Yeah, they are in a playoff spot now, so that wouldn't happen. But that naturally is what happened when I hit the button one time.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now 5 or 6 times.
Okay, I got a good one.
There we go. Let's go. How many tries did it take you to get?
4. 4 tries, 4 clicks.
Oh, I got first overall in 8 clicks.
Okay, very nice.
So fingers crossed. And that's us sitting in 9th position. So of course, we're not going to get 9 clicks at the can. So as Walter's saying, there is no guarantee. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch. But as Mercy's asking, I'm sitting at Victor Eklund, 9th overall type of situation. That's where I'm at.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And Walter, I agree. Draft lotteries are stupid. Just do it like the NFL, 100%. Who cares about tanking? It's not a problem.
I'm with you. I agree. Anything else on tonight's game or the comments, or are we going to put a bow on this for now?
I think we tie a bow in it.
All right. That'll do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Podcast coming out tomorrow night, so subscribe to the Patreon to get the 2 podcasts a week and the Discord. We'll be back with the post game on Tuesday, but for now, I'm Matt. He's Mitch, and we'll catch you next time.